Hello again. So I decided to do another video. This is something that I had came up with last night, kind of crossed my mind. So I wanted to do some work on it today and try to figure out a good way to use it for people to use. So this idea that came to me was creating an image. So visualizing something in your head that you attach to a certain type of emotion. So when you're in a place that you're feeling like kind of off-centered or off-balanced, you can just kind of think of this picture that you've created, and then by picturing visualization and visualizing this image that you create, it'll kind of pull you out of that rut and pull you back into a place of centeredness and focus and peace. So my word that I picked was bliss. And if you look up bliss online on the dictionary, the definition is perfect happiness, great joy. So it's a little bit different than happiness. Happiness is usually based on outside circumstances that determine your emotion from the circumstance. Bliss is more of a just perfect contentment, not needing anything else, not desiring anything else, just totally being in one with yourself and being happy. And I know a lot of people probably have not ever felt this. It is reachable and it's there. You just have to do the things that make you happy and find those paths and strategies that you're able to come back to those moments that bring you those happiness, that bring you happiness, and find those states of joy. Cultivate that, because happiness isn't anything like when you have real happiness and honest, authentic joy. That's something that's created within you. It's not created by outside circumstances. That's why there's so many millionaires, billionaires with all this money and fame, and they're still depressed. Like, suicide is so just the depths of depression of our world right now are deep. And it all starts with helping yourself in any way that you can. Finding that silence. Finding the truth of who you are. Anyway, so when you get off track and you want to refocus and recenter, you picture this image. And when you're writing out the image, you can write the word, and then see, I'll kind of show here what I did. So for bliss, I wrote the definition, and then write down like when you feel these things, So I wrote when I am fully being my authentic self, when I'm not thinking, when I'm just flowing in the flow state of who I truly am, and I don't have the worries or judgments or questions going through my mind. I'm just here and me and this. When I am present in the moment and recognize sensations in all of my senses. It's another thing that comes with awareness. The more that you're able to be aware, the more that you're able to recognize the different shifts in temperatures, like the taste. When you eat something, you can actually taste it if you're paying attention to it and you're focused on that. And food can become a lot more enjoyable and used more as a tool and the nutrition for our body that it's supposed to be, and not just something else to hide in your emotions and feelings, which is something that I used to do too, was with overeating. Bliss. Also, a warm feeling in my heart, compassion, that feeling of one love, like you are I am you. We're all one. We're all the same skin, bones, blood, heart. We just have different programs and different lifestyles that we've been raised in, and we're all learning. And there are ways that you can learn bliss and happiness and peace and joy regardless of your past and regardless of your current circumstances. Just new information. Freedom, non-judgment. Contentment, being totally content with whatever the situation is, whatever I'm doing, wherever I'm at. Surrender and allowance to what is. Trusting that there is a far greater plan, structure, organization to the universe and to my life that I could ever imagine. I would never see myself being where I am right now, so I know that it's not just me. It's the surrendering and allowance of the truth of what is, that there is a force outside of us, and science is proving that now. It's all coming together. All the pieces are coming together. Anyway, not to get on that topic. You are divine and you are powerful, and you can pull yourself out of any mental rut if you have the tools and knowledge to be able to do it. So then what I did is I started to draw, and this is like just a rough draft. So for me, what I saw and would connect with the feelings with bliss is I used a flame for the inside of the butterfly, like representing the spark, the divine fire that is within us all. It's the same essence of unity and oneness that we all share. And butterfly would signify transformation, growth, freedom to fly, to be you, to do anything that you want to do, to create the life that you want to have, the process of going from a caterpillar to a butterfly too, like just that whole symbolism of transformation and progress. And then around that is the sun, and for me the sun is just, it's love, it's life, it's the source of creation. Without the sun we would not be here. Transmutation of my spirit, and just an all-encompassing warmth, protection, grace, power. And that encompasses the butterfly and the flame that is within us all. And then I had other stuff on here too, but I decided that was too much. So I redid it, but it's not completely finished. Oops, I don't know what I just did there. So just add that little part on there. Something more simple. So again, the flame symbolizes the divine spark, fire that's within us all. Butterfly is transformation and transmutation, and the sun is the all-encompassing warmth, power, love, grace, light, being, all that is. And together, when I put those together and I can envision this in my head, when I'm feeling in my head, let's just be real, when I'm feeling in my head or feeling doubts or insecurities or frustration, anger, sadness, worry, fear, etc., 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 anything. If I can remember to visualize that, it'll bring me back. It'll bring me back to the here and now, and to my breath, and to that feeling of bliss. It's just using all the tools we have to create different methods of learning, creating visualization and hearing. So you're visualizing, you're feeling the emotion of that word. You're returning back to present. You're returning back to your breath. You're returning back to the truth of all that is here and now. So, if you're interested in trying this, I challenge you to do it. I would pick one word that you feel like sums up a good representation of how you would want to feel for the majority of your day, or how you desire to feel in general in any circumstance or situation. And then look up the meaning of it. Find some descriptive words that go with it that are also like, for bliss. I have joy, pleasure, delight, happiness, and ecstasy. Write down when you feel these emotions. Remember them. Remember the times that you felt this way before. And if you haven't felt that way before, create it. It's the fun part, is that visualization. You can visualize anything that you want to, and you can create anything that you want to as like a story. So you can create ways to know these words and know these feelings. So after you have that done, then connect it to an image. Just picture something in your head, something that's simple enough to be able to remember when you need to. You don't want to have something like this all over the place, because then you're never going to remember what it means. So create something that is simple and helps pull you back to that moment and to that place. Draw it out. Meditate on it. Focus on it. Look at it. Envision it. Remember it. Practice remembering it. Find that peace. Find that stillness. Work those mind muscles. Feel. Be. That's all I got for right now. Much love. One love. Be you. Be true. Until next time. Breathe.